And let me share. All right, so you should see my terminal. What we're going to do first, we are going to install Tor, and then we'll run a SQL map on the way. So all I'm going to do is just install Tor. I'm going to give you the command as well, so you can run it. Don't worry, I'm going to pass you the command. You can run it as well. Let's see. Type fat finger some, so forgive me. Awesome. I'm going to provide you guys the link for Tor, or the command at least. Sorry, not the link. So in the chat, okay, this is the command to set up Tor. And you'll use that command to set up Tor. Once you have it set up, you are going to bring up your applications, and then you're not going to hit Tor browser launcher, just Tor browser, and it's going to set up. And then once it sets up, I'm going to share how Tor looks, and then we'll explore Tor. Now, some operating systems already has Tor installed. Tails should have it. Kali should have it as well. But if you're using like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Fedora, Tor will not be pre-installed. So you just have to install the package. That's it. All right, cool. So it is installed. I'm going to do new share. And so do you guys see my Tor browser? It says connect to Tor. Do we see that? Awesome. Okay. So this is Tor. Okay. So this is Tor. One of the things that you need is going to give you a site. It's called the hiddenwiki.org. And so on here, you can search a number of different pages. So let me establish a connection right here. Now, Tor, it's the Onion browser, right? It used to be, I think, a naval research project, and it has 3 layers of encryption. So we're just going to go to the hidden wiki. It's running DuckDuckGo. You can see here the circuit. So this browser, Germany, Finland, Croatia. So here's the hiddenwiki.org. Now, on this particular page is where I can see that onion links, right? If you were to take this and put it in a Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, it would not work, right? So we can say, all right, we'll look at drugstores. I'm not buying drugs. It's just an example, people. And you can see this link, right? This is the link. So this comes up. If you were to take this, let's see, this is connection secure. And we have a page on buying drugs, LSD, Rolex. Oh, it's ecstasy. Never heard of ecstasy becoming Rolex, but yeah, fish scale, cocaine. All right. PayPal, eBay, and bank accounts. Now remember, they get moved at times, and you have to see what's actually legitimate. And for those that don't know, the CVV should be the last three characters on the back. So you receive the credit card number, expiration, CVV. When you're usually going to take someone's credit card information, again, I'm not giving advice how to do it, but you need the last three digits. Like, you need more than expiration. You need these digits right here and an address that is associated. Sometimes it give you two addresses, but you need that. So this right here is pretty important. So it's interesting that they're providing all that stuff. Now here it says you can get 50 cards with a credit limit from 1,000 to 5,000, $350, and then it says how many Bitcoins. Why do you think they want to be paid in Bitcoin?
Significantly harder to track.
Okay, so Jose, what are the issues with modern day drug dealers? Our local drug dealers back home in Chicago. What's the issue?
Um, I'd probably say some of the issues with them is like people like narcs, I guess,
No,
maybe.
Jose, I like the term narcs. Okay, let me pull out my Urban Dictionary. But it's correct, right? So someone's gonna be like narc or snitch, and like, yo, uh, Mo's selling marijuana illegally. It's like, what? It's like so they're saying what's going on. Oh, I paid him. But with this, it's anonymous from all ends, right? Right. You don't know the identity of the person who's selling, and I don't even know the identity of the person who's buying. And the money you paid me is not traceable, right?
Right.
So it's anonymous. So, if someone does want to narco me or snitch on me, what are they going to say? I paid an anonymous cryptocurrency and I received my items anonymously. Is it traceable? Where'd you go to? It's very different, right? It's not like I'm hanging out at the local corner or something like that. And I mentioned in class, with these onion links, they can move all the time. These storefronts can move because all these pages are unindexed. I mean,
Right.
I get it, so it depends, right? So I mean, I'm not here buying drugs. I'm not buying fish scale cocaine or anything, but I think it's okay to like review, like we're talking like in class, talk about what are the issues and stuff. But if I were to actually go in here and purchase Naga, I would be in trouble, big trouble, especially as I'm recording this. Um, but in terms of from an educational standpoint, it's okay, right? It is okay. Now there are some pages that are very how do I say it? They're basically they're not illegal, but it's unethical because of the types of activities that are going on and stuff like that. So you do have to make those you could say distinctions, right? You have to make those distinctions. All right, we go back here in the hidden wiki. You can see more stuff. Fake ID, fake passports, right? You need a fake passport. You need to fly somewhere. Let's look at the fake passport. All right, you can buy a gun, UK guns and ammo store. And that one is different because that one should have been guns. It should have been, see, quality, USD, counterfeit. So you can see that we just clicked on one page and something else came up. Okay, become a citizen of the United States, real USA passport, $1,500 equals this. Your US citizenship, first payment. US bank account with online banking and card, great for cashing out Bitcoin. The accounts will last at least 8 years. Let's look at facts. Okay, I actually want to see reviews. Then you're able to sign up and take a look. So everything else, dark web blog. I don't even know what cat hugger site. I'm just afraid to go there. Bible for you. Let's see what this is. Uncensored Bible for the dark net. Oh, interesting. That's going to be something else.
A little unsettling, to be honest.
Why unsettling?
I don't know. It's just, I guess it's kind of a side tangent in the sense that I've like kind of played like games where it's like the whole point of it is like you're kind of exploring the dark web, and this all just looks very familiar to me in the sense that like in the gameplay wise it's like a sort of like fictionalized like horror type game where you're trying to like explore the dark web or something, but like little things like people are trying to like hack your computer or something, or people will find out your information, will try to like kidnap you or whatever, and it's just like it's a game, right? But
Mhm.
it's like it's like a fictionalized version, but yet like as I'm kind of seeing the real deal happening, just kind of clicking that like think about that little Bible website of someone kind of just posting their own, just posting what they do, and it's just I don't know, it just kind of I don't know, it just kind of like well feels a little weird to me. I don't know how to explain it.
I'm trying to find a link, but here is something that was from the news a while back. I mean, a while back. It just been a couple months. Now it takes a while because this particular browser is pretty secure, but this was something that came up: exploring the dark web, hitmen for hire, and realities of online activities. They're talking about examples. So here it says this is a 20-year-old Tennessee National Guardsman who was arrested for sending a resume to a parody site, which he must have missed the parody part, to become a hitman for hire using the self-promoting put me in coach phrase. Well, this didn't occur on the dark web. It is presumed the accused thought about the actual business solicitations and will move there once he was hired. And then here, a woman in Virginia pled guilty for answering an ad on the dark web soliciting a murder for hire arrangement targeting a man she apparently had a personal conflict with. The price negotiated was 30,200. Oh, that's it. 3,200, which is roughly what it cost to have my car repaired last year. It's interesting, right?
Surprised it's so cheap.
Yeah. See, Nugget. So it was interesting. I don't think people the whole fall for it. I mean, it was probably said to get like a lesser plea. In this country, you could do stuff like that. You say, "Oh, I didn't mean to kill him. It was an accident." It's like, no, you hit him with a car, but oh, okay. And they'll plead to a lesser charge to get less time. So, this could like she pled guilty, right? Um, so she pled guilty, but yeah, it's cheap. I mean, the economy's not great. Inflation's, it's up. So, people are desperate times. People do desperate things. I'll say it like that. That's really something to think about. And then plus, we don't know, like, if you look at some of the Hitman pages, the cost can be outrageous. Like, they'll say, all right, well, do you want to have the person like more of an assassination, like make it like a robbery, like go in the house, steal stuff, damage things, make it like a robbery gone bad. There's a number of pages that will have a price range based upon what you can afford. They'll make the murder look like. So obviously she isn't a pro. She's like a good hitman is like going to Neiman Marcus. This person is like going to Walmart, right? She's like the Walmart version of Hitman, maybe the Dollar General version of Hitman, right? You, you're not getting anything that you're gonna probably get away with. They'll probably be traced back to you, but the person will be dead. They can't assure that. It's the Dollar General of Hitman. So yeah, this definitely wasn't somebody who was expert per se. But yeah, this is interesting when you think about that. So if you go back here,
But Professor, I have a question. Like, how do they trace that person since Tor makes it anonymous? the visitors as well as the creators.
So so here's one of the problems, right? So when you think about people's online persona, right? Like you and I, we write how we actually talk, right? So the way that we write, we think about things, people can put two and two together. They can say, okay, I'm going to do an analysis based on patterns in speech. Oh, this is Mo, or this is Munawar. We know exactly who this is. Also, a lot of times, people, they want to be noticed, right? And they'll say, oh, they'll put out information like, I agree with this, I have this philosophy, and then unknowingly in their real life, they put that on the web too. And so people can start, it's called link analysis, right? You can say, all right, well, this particular item came up here, it came up here. One link is there, right? Let's look for other links. And they continue to build these links. And after a while, it's known. Plus, they can look at the movement of Bitcoins and stuff like that. Like it's called Bitcoin clustering. So they can see, okay, which particular, what amounts of encrypted currency are moving during which particular times, and then where to. So there's things you can do that you can't see exactly who it is, but you can start to do steps to uncover who that particular online persona is. Yeah, so there are ways to do that. You're thinking, Jose, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like I would say like only intelligence agencies can put up that much of effort to trace a person, like connect the dots by looking at the different public profiles of people and like relating them with what they find on the dark web. So yeah, it must be a hell of a job.
Well, not even that, right? So, because in my other class, cybersecurity technologies, we're using Maltego. Maltego is a freaking badass tool, right? It does open source intelligence. It's doing what people in the intelligence community used to do, like by themselves. So Maltego runs all these transforms. It can pull data. It can look at your digital footprint. It's basically acting like 10 intelligence officers all in one. So when you can use tools like that and you can automate things, um, you don't necessarily need to be an expert in intelligence. You just need to know the basics. You have the tools and you become an expert, right? You're an expert now because you have the tools. And so that's the thing. You can run a ton of these tools. When I did research with a group of students and uncovering American extremists, we used Maltego and a number of other tools. We wrote items in Python and analyze what we were able to pull from straight from the web and stuff, and from Twitter and other social media, and we're able to analyze all that. A lot of times people do things and they forget, like, oh, I'm going to post this picture or whatever, and the picture has some type of item, some type of metadata, maybe tagged her actual phone to location and stuff like that. Say, oh, this guy's in West Virginia, right? This guy's always posting stuff and it has metadata that shows that this photo was taken in West Virginia. So boom, I know that. Then I'm able to look at geolocation. Oh, it's this particular city, right? This is their name online. Okay, let me see if they actually shared anything on their actual regular social media and use this particular other anonymous persona. It takes time, but it can be done. It can be done, and you don't need to be an intelligence analyst with all these tools out here.
So is it like legal to use Maltego like tools since it's like privacy encroachment or something like that? No?
So I'm not a lawyer, right? So, but um, if you're looking at stuff, and I believe, and don't quote me, if you're just looking for like general search and stuff like that, but if you're using it to stalk somebody, and then that's a whole different issue, because you can actually use it to stalk someone. So this last summer camp, last summer I had summer camp, and one of the high school students actually pulled the information on one of the student residents, right? I think she's like a sophomore, junior, but he pulled the information. He found out where she was flying to on vacation, where she rented her car, all types of stuff. He pulled a lot of stuff, and it was basically a chat because she's watching over these high school students while they're in their dorm, And he posted information like, hey, I know where you went last summer. I know this, that, and that. And she was just like, she was freaked out, and rightfully so. Now, is he going to go to jail for that? No, but did he definitely cross an ethical boundary? Oh, definitely. But that's a high school student using his tool. A freaking high school student. Yeah, he's in 12th grade now, but he was in 11th grade when he had just finished 11th grade. Right. Wasn't a computer scientist, wasn't a cybersecurity expert. I just had one day with him, and we ran through the tool, ran through a number of different scenarios, transforms, how to analyze the data, and we did it fairly quickly. And from that one day, he was able to find all that out about the resident advisor for his high school group.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was bad. It's bad. When you're a high school student and you get cursed out by a college student, you know
I
you.
mean, yeah, if you're like in some law enforcement agency or something like that, then maybe you have the freedom to use such tools. But if you're like a commoner like myself, you have to be like very careful like how you are using them.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you a particular organization, right? This is called the St. Louis Fusion Center. So I actually got to visit with them, I think 2 times. And so this particular center, so during 9/11, what they realized, there was a huge disconnect between federal government and state and city government, right? So federal government have their whole bucket of clearances, which means that state and city government can't talk to the federal government. It's like, you guys don't even have clearances. So what they did, they created these fusion centers all around the country to start looking at it's basically early warning terrorism and stuff like that. So they can look at various things going on, and they cover a lot of stuff. Now, a group like this, so St. Louis is a metro about 3.4 million people, right? 3.4 million people in a metropolitan area. This group that does their intelligence. First of all, how big do you think a group like this would be?
20, 25 people.
A relatively big group, maybe like a team of like 100 at the most, around there.
You Ali was the closest, right? So it was like 7 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was 7 people. I don't know what the current numbers are, but 7 people, and 2 were actually classified as intelligence analysts. Yeah, it's scary. And when you look at what they're supposed to be doing, right? To see, yeah, these are all the communities, and in some areas like Miami is huge, right? But they don't have anything. They got cyber attacks. When I was there, no one had a CS degree. Everyone was pretty much former police officers. I think one may have been a detective, but yeah, that was it. I mean, it was very unfortunate, that they were not trained. And then the problem is, when they did get training, they would leave, because the salary for someone in this is basically as a state trooper or something like that. So they were paid maybe like 60 to 70,000 a year, but these skills will net you an easy 90,000 plus. So they would get training, their certifications, and they would go. And then there would be, all that expertise would just be gone. And then a lot of these people, most of the time when you're doing stuff like this and you're interacting with the federal government, you're given a federal government security clearance, right? You get a secret or top secret clearance. The problem is, like, when you give out clearances like that and you're not compensating people, just like defense contracting, what I did, like, you're like, yeah, I have my security clearance, my master degree. You're paying me $80,000. I know I can go in open market and get over 100,000. And that's what you do. You go into open market, you get over $100,000. And so individuals here were doing the same thing. So, and there's centers all around the country that do just this. Miami Fusion Center. So if you go to the site right here, this is Department of Homeland Security. And we can look at our beautiful state. Illinois has 2, one in our capital, and then Chicago. And then if you look at Florida, yeah, you see here. I mean, Colorado, there's a research. He's done a lot of research on the fusion centers, like the positives and negatives. Talks about bad coordination, stuff like that. Yeah, bear with me. It moves slow in here. The agency services here. They talk about. That's the police. Why is that? Okay, that's the actual police page. Fusion Center. And then I remember seeing a number of contractor jobs for the Fusion Center in Miami. And then certain states, they have their own Homeland Security as well. Like Alabama has their own Department of Homeland Security for the state. I don't think Illinois has anything like that, but Alabama does, and a number of other states. All right, one of the fusion centers wrapped in here, but you can see here, intelligence and investigation section, priority response team. Here it is, Southeast Florida Fusion Center. So this focuses on the development and exchange of criminal intelligence and provide a timely exchange of information regarding crime or criminal related activity within the law enforcement community. Purpose is to enhance partnerships and establish connections with each facet of the law enforcement community. This organization affords law enforcement personnel all available intelligence resources, communications capabilities, unless readily shared critical information is without value. One of the interesting parts, there would be, say if it was the St. Louis City for the police, right? They would say, hey, we're looking for this particular criminal. These guys, they would go in and they would go through social media, all that stuff, using various tools like Maltego, and they would find everything about the information and report it to them. They're looking for this guy. He's wanted for murder. They go combing through all social media and everything and post and provide, hey, this is who the guy is. This is where he's going to be at. And again, when you're using tools like Maltego and stuff like that, it's not difficult at all. All right, so that's Tor. I'm going to come back to that, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you about through SQL Map, right? So let me stop the share. I'm going to share this. All right, so hopefully you have SQL Map already installed. If not, we're just sudo apt install SQL Map. It'll install. Okay, password incorrect. Okay, it's already there, but that's how you install SQL Map. So I'm going to type it here. All right, SQL Map is interesting, right? In class, I did an example in terms of how you can find pages that have a particular error. I'm going to put in the bottom here, just an example. That's an example page. And what I'm going to do to make SQL Map work, I'm actually going to run this against a number of other sites, right? So I'm just going to do SQL Map. So I'm going to bring that one up, bring it up here, and I'm going to let it run. So it takes a while for it to run. Doesn't happen overnight. So let that run. All right, so now I would find items and I would say, let me figure out what pages work. Let's see. So I'm going to, all right, I'm going to pause that share. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm running through all these and you can see like how it's running on pages. It'll let you know if it's protected or not. So that's all I'm doing now. I'm just running through to see what comes up. And again, it's all just that one error that will bring something up. And sometimes you may get nothing, right? But you never know. And it may take a while because, I'm not reading only. Paste. Perfect. Here we go. So just letting all this run. So this one, nothing was pulled there. Nothing pulled there. So what I was going to try a different page. And that's what I try the page to see what works. So I just keep trying them. Let's see that one work. And then now you see what I'm doing. I mean, I'm obviously not expecting anybody from these places to ever come, break into my house and kidnap me. Not gonna lie.
Professor, your screen is kind of frozen. Like, are you typing anything?
Oh, okay. Let me do this. Let me pause the recording then. Yes. Let me